If you're on a panel, it's good risk management because you're spreading out the risk, right? You've got a great moderator like yourself and then other treasurers. And, also makes you focus about not speaking too long, being good with your time management. I even had the opportunity, my daughters are in their careers in New York City, and one of them was actually presenting in front of a school where her twin sister was actually invited to it and got to see her sister in action. So I would never have thought 5 years ago that they would have been confident enough to do this. But clearly I was wrong because they were out there acing it. You don't get some rewards without taking a little bit of professional risk. End of 2008, 2009, it wasn't good times for consulting. During that financial crisis, all discretionary spending went basically to zero. And all of a sudden, I was used to being 95% utilized and bringing in revenue, millions of dollars on engagements, because I was actually getting that work and seeking it and bringing it into the firm. I jumped ships. I went to the competition. And it was a pretty bold move to do this. And I think some of my colleagues followed me afterwards to different parts of the Big Four or other consulting firms because we all kind of felt you had a little bit of a bullseye. You're in the financial crisis. You're relatively highly paid. You travel a lot. That travel went to zero, which is interesting because, 10, 12 years later, it's kind of similar. So going to the competition, I think was here I'm thinking same industry. It's going to be very similar to what I was used to. But I think when I reflect back upon that, the culture is different. The ethics were different. And it probably wasn't for me. Just because you're in the same industry in consulting, it just didn't click for me. And everything I was trying to do just kind of bounced off. And then I had to, whether it's luck or a good recruiter, got the opportunity to join McKinsey & Company. And I was, a seasoned consultant. So I was probably older than your typical McKinsey consultant. But that was a significant and excellent jump for me. I think volunteering and doing work for a not-for-profit is important to do it if you have the opportunity. 25 years ago, I volunteered to be on the board of Team Manning. They turned me down.
Yeah.
They were just I was a little put off. I'm I'm probably a pretty decent resource. And then the next year, there was a new president and brought me in. And like you said, I was president for a bunch of years and things like that. I think I enjoy it because I'm networking, and networking is so key for your career. And these are my friends. I may be the only higher ed on the board. You've got real estate companies. You've got a company like Kariba. You've got bankers. You've got all these folks in all these different industries. It is an opportunity to give back.